BTS just Kumit, Nana, Onut, just our
Oh yeah,
center.
yeah, small
So
portion.
yeah, in you're from 2 weeks.
Alright then guys, so today I just finished working on the lip on the EK. So there goes the nugget. I do have a GDI kit push start system that I got for Black Friday. Basically, here you go, the start button, the wand, the main unit, and the wiring. It should be a pretty easy install. Unfortunately, all my fucking GoPros they're all dead, so not to kind of make this kind of not the way I want. But so what first thing we'll do is go ahead and go inside the car, take out this upper and lower cover, and also we may have to take off this I'm not sure what they call it, so we'll have to remove that in order to start with our install. But prior to that, we'll have to disconnect the battery. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the negative on it and just leave it off. We took out the upper cover and the lower cover, and we took out this bottom trim. Pretty much everything we need to access is further in there. And so the next step would be is to remove those bolts right there. You may want to take the cluster cover just to give you more room. So basically have to hammer those bolts. We already did, so now they're pretty loose. So with that, I'll be able to remove the ignition cylinder. Go the bolts, took them off top now, so now it's free. So now theoretically it's good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it and from the OEM space and put it to the side, because I am keeping this for future reference in case I do want to go back to stock. Well, sorry guys, with no GoPro it's kind of hard, so I went ahead and took out my stock ignition system. There you go. Basically I had to drop this, and then there's the plugs, so I'm gonna go ahead grab the ones from the GDI kit and match them up. So pretty much the GDI kit's right here, and what I like, this is basically the OEM one that goes into it. I accidentally got cut myself, oh well. Anywho, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug this up into the stock fuse box and the wiring harness, and then from there I'm gonna put everything kind of together and I'm gonna test fit it just to see if it works. Pretty much ran the wires through the stock area, ran it through here. Basically one connects right there, the other one connects right there. So now I have to basically put back this and ground it. Ground this ground, and then from there I can start kind of putting everything back together so I can test try it. So it's not really a big deal. I think the hardest part is taking out the bolts on there. Besides that, you know, it's kind of a mess, but I'll button it up as I go. Now guys, so I basically took out the harness from right there. I rerouted it right here because this is basically our main module. Already installed the secondary ground, so that's good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of put this all away, that way I can get to the wiring for the brake. For the actual wiring, I'm supposed to splice in into the brake pedal, so kind of going as I go, making sure everything's nice and good. Well, almost done. There you go, as you can see. Now I want to turn it on. Yeah, boy. Yeah, baby. Well, I'm all done with the GDI install. There she goes. She works. So pretty much guys, the install's all done. Everything's nice and buttoned up. Pretty much the only hardest part that of the whole install was removing the 2 security bolts on top of the key master cylinder. That was quite tricky. You'll need a chisel and just like a rubber hammer and just kind of keep, you know, go ham on it. Also, the second hardest part was installing the piggyback to the brake cable. That way the push start works, because it's only gonna work and shut off. Like if you hit it right now, it's not gonna do anything. But if you hit the brake, it turns off. If you have a manual, brake in, clutch in, and then it goes. There you go. So pretty much those two things were like the hardest thing. A couple guys were saying that with taking out the master cylinder in the bottom, you have this whole plastic trim rattles. But what I did is, long as you screw in the bottom bolt, and in this case I used some Gorilla Tape to kind of hold in the plastic trim, so that way it's pretty sturdy. So it's pretty sturdy, it's not gonna go anywhere. I could also get eventually another master cylinder just to use the bottom bracket. But overall, I mean, this works quite good. It's pretty sturdy. So today I barely installed it. So as the days go by, I'll kind of see if I just keep it that way, or I just kind of go with installing the bare master cylinder. But so far, I mean, it's pretty badass. Having a late 90s car with a push start, kind of getting it up to modern times. The install took quite a bit. My apologies, all my GoPros were dead, and it was just it was starting to get dark, so I just wanted to get it all done. I mean, there's other videos you can see if you want a more descriptive write-up, but I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, as long as you're kind of savvy with your way around a car and stuff like that, and have some basic tools, I mean, it's an easy upgrade to do on a Honda. So I mean, I would recommend this kit for people who have a Honda, especially it's just another preventative anti-theft device. Overall, I'm happy with it. The install wasn't that bad. I had to kind of cross-reference a couple times to other videos from other YouTubers, but pretty much, just like I said, the hardest parts was the two security bolts on top, and also basically taking out the plug out of the brake pedal and kind of putting it in. When you pull it out, there's only one wire with a stripe on it, I believe, and then there's one green one. So the green one's your constant 12 volts, so you just tap into that one. Tapping it in is quite, it's kind of a pain in the butt, so you have to use some pliers. But pretty much with that, I mean, it's pretty much worth it, guys.